Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV, home of Talking Heads, and a big shout out to our friends listening on Business Talk Radio. We are ecstatic as this week we will be celebrating our 1,000th broadcast on Business Talk Radio. It's been 18 months, 1,000 broadcasts, just so exciting. And hello to Chris Roberts there at Business Talk Radio, and thank you so much for your support and help through all of it. I am Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is Secrets to Timeless Beauty. And isn't this something fascinating that we're all interested in? Let us welcome the beautiful, accomplished, talented Katrina Valente, who is our expert in this field. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. Lovely to be here again. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and I love doing this show with you. You give so much relevant information that we all need because we all want to look our best for as long as possible, right?
I think so. I think that's the goal, right? To stay fit and healthy for as long as possible. Definitely. And then beauty automatically comes from that, I think.
I think you're right. I want to spotlight you and then have you give our audience listening or watching some information about your background, because you really are very accomplished, and I'm just so proud of you and glad that you're here.
Well, I am an anti-aging holistic expert. I have been in the business for 28 years. And I travel around the world as a visiting practitioner with all the high-end resorts such as Six Senses, Amman resorts, and I will be going to the Maldives actually next week. So I kind of look at the whole mind, body, spirit of a person, and I'm qualified in many different modalities: aromatherapy, crystal healing, reflexology, coaching, Reiki, skincare. I mean, the list goes on. So yes, I've got some interesting home devices for you today.
Wow, I'm so excited to see this and learn more. You showed me the devices, and I was like, oh, I need to know about these because I don't actually know. So before you go into that, I would love for you to share your secrets about your own skin, because your skin always looks so radiant and beautiful. How do you get that glow?
Well, I've always looked after my skin. My mother taught me how to cleanse my skin when I was 12 years old, and I've always taken care of it. So I use a lot of vitamin C and vitamin A because what they do is they regenerate the skin. And I don't smoke and I don't really drink. I exercise a lot. I eat good food. I meditate. So, it's a combination of a lot of different things. Anti-aging, pro-aging is, it takes a lot of work.
It does take a lot of work, and it's something that you have to do for your whole life, right?
Totally. Absolutely.
Now, when you mentioned the vitamins, is this, do you digest them, ingest them? Do you put them on your face? What do you do with
both?
them?
I'm talking about the skincare. And vitamin C is used in the day. It protects your skin against free radical damage because vitamin C is a bigger molecule than a free radical. So when the free radicals hit your skin, the vitamin C is there protecting it. So this prevents wrinkles, pigmentation, sagging. And then vitamin A is your retinol, and that is usually used in the evening. And that regenerates, it stimulates new blood flow, it gets rid of pigmentation, and it tightens and firms the skin. And hyaluronic acid also fills the skin full of water. So you would use that in a serum. You can use it day or night. and that binds in its own weight to water 1,000 times. So these are my top 3 best skincare ingredients.
And you had mentioned on a previous show about the fact that if people have been walking around without makeup thinking that they're doing themselves some good, they're actually doing a disservice, because when you have makeup on, it protects your skin. So can you elaborate a little bit more about that as well?
Okay, so the more layers you have on your skin, actually, the more protected it is. What you have to do is you have to make sure you clean it off properly in the evening. That's the only thing. So, you need your serum, your moisturizer, your sunblock, your eye cream, foundation. So actually, the more layers you put on, the better you are to protect the skin. And don't think because the sun isn't shining that UV damage isn't being done, because as long as light is present, UV rays are present.
And you shared something else that really just made a big impression on me, is when you're driving, even though you think you're not getting any sun or any sun damage, you are. And we took a long drive, and I could actually feel the sun on my one hand and the one side of my face. And I thought of you, and I was like, oh, this should be protected. So going forward, I'm going to figure out how to do that. I guess that's why you get tinted windows.
Yes, it does help. And in Dubai, most of us have tinted windows because it's hot most of the year.
Now, do you go out in the sun? Will you sunbathe, or do you try to avoid it completely?
I've really tried to avoid it the last few years. I mean, we have to have vitamin D. It's important. So, you have to stay in the shade, wear a hat, wear sunglasses, and all that kind of thing. Dr. Jacalyn, I'm going to have to plug in my computer because for some reason it's not charged. Can you give me 2
No worries. Yes, absolutely. While she's doing that, one thing that I just wanted to share, because this is another key learning for me, is that I thought when I go out for walks, when I'm outside, if I just wear a big hat and I wear sunglasses, that I don't actually need to wear sunscreen. But that is not the case. And when Katrina comes back, we'll actually speak to her about that. So we're going to take a quick break, and we are actually going to watch a brand new sponsorship from our lovely dear friend and co-host, Diane Floyd-Baim. She has published yet another book, which is outstanding. It's called A Song of Peace. So let's take a look, and then we'll be back here on USA Global TV with Secrets to Timeless Beauty.
Kapayapaan, kapayapaan, kapayapaan.
Diane Floyd-Baim's A Song of Peace tells the story of a young lad named Tommy whose fervent wish for peace on earth touches the hearts of his friends and family, spreads to his community, and eventually unites the whole world around making his dream of peace a reality for everyone. Sit down with the children in your life and share Tommy's amazing story of love and hope. Sing your own song of peace and invite the children to join you. Tommy's tale is more than just a story. It's a movement, and everyone's warmly welcome to take part.
Kapayapaan, 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 kapayapaan.
You'll find A Song of Peace, along with many other wonderful learning and enriching opportunities for children of all ages, at dianefloydbaim.com.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Story Garden. Your host, Diane Baim. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Diane Floyd-Baim tells wonderful stories that warm the heart, spark the imagination, and unite people and families across generations. For children, Diane's Harry the Camel connects with all of us who've ever wondered how different our lives might have been if only we'd been born something better, like a wonderful horse instead of an ordinary camel. In the end, we all learn along with Harry that there's nothing better than just being yourself. Diane's Little Girl in the Moon looks down on earthbound children and wonders if they know she's just like them. A story of love, home, and the bond between mother and daughter, Its powerful theme that we're each of us different, yet all of us the same, plants a seed in children that promises to blossom within a loving and trusting grown-up. Diane's new biography, Rise, recounts the experiences of her grandmother, Ruby, to reveal the hidden strength of the human spirit. Ruby's story inspires all of us to become the best versions of ourselves. You'll find all of Diane's delightful books and much more at dianefloydbame.com. Visit dianefloydboehm.com. That's dianefloydbame.com.
Hello and welcome back to USA Global TV. Our show today is Secrets to Timeless Beauty. And Katrina, before we took the break, I was sharing with everyone that I was really under the impression before I met you that I could go outside with a hat and sunglasses and not wear any sunscreen. And I realize now that that's not a smart move. So what can you share with us about that?
No, I mean, you have to wear sunscreen. You know, the UV light is hitting off the ground. Even if you're in the shade, you can get a sunburn. So you must wear SPF. It's really important. And the hat and the sunglasses on top of that. And you still get the rays, you know, so you have to, everything in moderation is fine. But, you know, you see these younger women going and putting oil on their face and then baking in the sun. And then 10 years down the line, they'll really see the results of what they've done in a very negative way.
Oh my gosh, I remember using baby oil on my skin and that sun-in that you would spray in your hair. Did you ever have that?
God, yes.
And some people would be outside with aluminum foil reflecting the sun.
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow, the things that we do until we learn better. So you've got some wonderful things that you're going to share with us. I'm going to spotlight you, and I'm excited to hear more.
Okay, so I've got some home devices for you today. The first one is the Foreo. Let me just get that on here. And this is a device that is hooked up to your phone. It's an app, and it gives you instructions of how to use it. So this is silicone. So what you do is you massage it around the skin, and it's on a timer. It's absolutely foolproof, this app. It's very good. They gave it to me as a gift to try it and to give feedback as an expert. And I was actually very impressed. So you massage around for 2 minutes. It counts down. And then you turn it around and you see the ridges. So these have all different kinds of movements to lift and firm the skin. And it vibrates at the same time. Very simple, a few minutes every day you could do this, and it really does, you know, make the skin glow and firm. And then moving on, you have the RF. So when you turn this on, it lights up. So there's a red light, a pink light, a blue light, and they all do different things for different skin types. So you put it's a sheet mask, you put it on here, and then you massage it around for 2 minutes. So it absorbs the mask, and then you get the regeneration of the light at the same time.
So question I have, do you use both of them together, or is it one or another?
Yeah, you can use them. You would use this one first. And then you always put the mask on at the end. And this lights up and it vibrates, and this heats. It either goes hot or it goes cold according to what mask you're using.
And I want to put this information into the comments. How do you spell that? F-O-R? E-O. And what would you call that?
Foreo. It's Italian, I believe.
Foreo
But
device.
it's a home device for cleaning your skin and tightening and firming, lymphatic drainage.
All
It's
right,
nice.
thank you.
Yeah, I was quite impressed actually. I always kind of turn my nose up at these home devices, but lately on the market, they've really improved that a lot.
All right, I just shared that with everybody in case they're interested.
Okay.
All right, what else do you have there?
So the next thing is a home device, and this is radio frequency. So when you turn it on, it goes all these different colors. Hang on. Okay. You've got the green light for oily skin, the blue light for combination skin, the orange for pigmentation, and the pink. The pink is for, I forget, I think it's for pigmentation as well. And so, yeah, that's the red. The red one is the one I don't actually use on any of the other colors. But this also is massaged around for 10 minutes, always on the lower face. You can use it on the neck. It does heat up. You do feel a little bit of a slight vibration coming from it. But this was I bought this online. I just saw it on Instagram, and it was only in dollars, it'd be about $40. So it was an amazing buy, and I've had it for probably over a year.
So what order would you use these 3 devices in?
You would always use them after you cleaned your face.
Okay, and then do you use the radio frequency first?
Okay, no. So if you're using these different devices, you would use this one first, because this one has a vibration and this is the cleansing side. So they have their own products, but you can use your product. It doesn't have to be Foreo products. Just a cleanser is what you need. So you can put it on here, or you can put it onto your skin and it foams it up, and it's like a double exfoliation, but it's quite soft, because a lot of exfoliators are a little bit too abrasive. So this is actually enough to exfoliate your skin very nicely. Can you see? It's like silicone.
Yes. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, it's very soft. It feels like just very soft on the skin.
Now, is this something we do every day?
Yeah, you can. It's gentle enough. You can.
Okay.
But
Perfect.
3 times a week is good.
Okay.
3 times a week is good enough, you know. And then this is kind of similar to this, because you could also put a sheet mask on and put that on the top. So it pushes it into the skin a little bit more, and it does get a little bit warm. But you get instant results. I mean, you see the results immediately after you've done it. So it's great if you're going out on a night out or a special occasion, you can do that.
And what's the name of that product?
Do you know, it doesn't have a name, but it's radio frequency. The energy is radio frequency. So there's a lot of them like it on the market.
Okay, I'm just typing it in here. Radio frequency device. Okay. All right. So the glow that you have on your skin, is it coming from within, or is it coming from something that you put on? Because it could be either way.
Do you know, Dr. Jacalyn, people always ask me that. I don't know what it is. I mean, I have foundation on and it's Environ, but I use a powder on top of that. I think it might have little golden flecks in it. But I've always had very clear skin, you know, and I eat properly. I drink a lot of water. You know, I have 1 coffee a day. So all these things kind of help. And my genetics play a part, because my mother and father had good skin. My mother had porcelain skin and she never went in the sun. I'm not joking you. When she was, just before she passed away at 82, The skin on her back was flawless, flawless, because she never went in the sun. You know, the sun is the biggest killer for us. The sun, alcohol, and smoking are the 3 top things that will age you quicker than anything else.
And I think it's interesting because when we're younger, we feel like, well, we have the rest of our lives to do what we need to do to protect our skin. But by then, from what I understand, skin cancer could already be forming from, decades before for what we were doing with our skin.
It does. It's 10. What you do today forms 10 years down the line.
So for all of you
When
out
you're
there
young,
who
you
are
never think when you're young, you never think you're going to be old, right?
right, exactly. But you have to start protecting your skin now. So,
Yeah.
okay, so we shared information about these devices and how to use them and when to use them. What happens if you already have sun damage? If you already have
You
wrinkles
know,
and lines?
the skin is a living organ and it can always be reversed. You're never too old to fix a problem with your skin. There's so many lasers on the market, there's products, there's treatments that all address pigmentation. So there's really no excuse, none. When I was 32, I came to Dubai and I had a map of pigmentation all the way around my face, and I could never go without makeup. Now my skin is clearer than it was when I was younger, to be honest. So
So
it
when
can be
you think
fixed.
I think that's fantastic, and I think people would be really interested in this. When you think back to when you were 32, what were some of the things that you did then to eliminate that mask? Because I do know people who struggle with that, and they have to wear makeup all the time.
I started using vitamin C and vitamin A, basically. And then I stopped going in the sun when I came to live here, actually. When I was younger, I used to, when you were younger, you were able to hire these sunbeds to the house and keep them for a week.
Yes.
And I was talking like this close to my face. I mean, when I think about it, really.
I know. I remember I would actually go and pay to sit in this coffin-like thing with these little
Yeah.
goggles on. And it's just so foolish.
But anything for a suntan, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. If only we knew then what we know now.
Now, when we think about getting tan, what about these I should say fake, but these spray tans? Is it okay to use that on your
They're
face?
actually good, but I would say the organic ones, the other ones, they get very chemical and that's being absorbed into the skin, into the bloodstream. So it's not great. But there are organic ones on the market now, which are fine.
Anything that you would recommend?
There's one called Zentan, I believe. And the other famous one, Saint-Tropez, was also quite good.
Now, does it matter if we purchase these sun, I don't know what you call them, so we can have a tan? Do we have to go spend a lot of money at a department store, or can we go to our local drugstore and get something that's much less expensive? As long as it's organic, does it matter?
No, I would just look for organic on the label. I mean, I'm not sure if you can actually get organic in a drugstore. I think a lot of them now are professionally sold within clinics or spas, but definitely online you'd be able to find it.
I think it's so interesting how I know with me and friends that I've had, we become obsessed with a tan, that we look so much better when we're tan, when we have that glow to our skin. What do you think about that?
It's true. It is true. And you feel so, I'm looking at my skin in the gym and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm so white. But I'm getting all these pigmentation. Can you see that?
Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
And my legs are even worse. I've got the white pigmentation. So that means there's no more melanin left. So you start getting these patches. I'm actually just about to try a bioidentical cream that apparently helps this condition. So I will keep you posted, because so far there's really not a lot you can do about it. And I just hate it. It's such a sign of getting old, you know.
Well, I remember, because I haven't been tan for a long time, but when I would get tan, I would get those white spots and it would just ruin the tan. I didn't know what they were.
Yeah, so this is what I have. This is the lack of melanin. So you've tanned so much that there's just no more melanin left.
Is there any way to create more?
No.
No. No
But
product or cream
this is why I'm telling you about this bioidentical cream, because apparently it can help. So I'm about to receive it any day now, and check back in with me in another month's time, and I'll let you know.
Does it say, or to your knowledge, how long you have to use the product before you'll see results?
No, actually, I have to ask her, because I'm working with this holistic doctor at the moment, and I'm on a 3-month protocol. I had a very low thyroid and my hormones are a bit out of balance. And I was showing her my skin, and she said the only thing that can fix this is a bioidentical cream. So she's sending it to me, so I'm going to try it.
And for people who are not aware, what is a bioidentical cream?
Okay, so bioidentical hormones have come onto the market several years ago, and they are made more naturally to be more in synchronicity with your own body mechanics. So they're less chemical, let's say.
Which is really important, right? Because we want to keep as few chemicals as possible out of our body and on our skin.
Yeah. And just remember, you know, deodorants, hair dyes, all your toiletries are highly, highly chemical. So you should really be aware of what you're using. You know, you can switch to essential oils. I mean, we'll maybe talk about that in another show, and how you can mix different essential oils to do the same thing that your shampoos can do, your cleaning things for the kitchen. There's so many things you can do with essential oils, and then it's natural.
I think that would be a fascinating topic. Also, because my sister's a distributor for Young Living essential oils, so we have tons of
I
oils.
love them. I do the raindrop massage.
Well, I think that would be really great to have on a future show, because I think more and more people are interested in organic and natural, especially through this pandemic when people were at home and they're trying to take better care of themselves. So, just going on to another topic, just touching on essential oils, are there certain oils or ways that we can use oils to build our immune system?
Definitely. Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, you know, basil, thyme, cypress, rosemary, marjoram, eucalyptus, they're all highly antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungicidal. So there are many different things you can do with essential oils. I mean, I told you before that I have a 9-video free online course when you sign up on my website. And one of the videos, I'm talking about essential oils and all the different mixes you can have for different ailments and cellulite and all that kind of thing. Oily skin, dry skin. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. And I think I actually have all of those oils, so I'm going to have to start putting them together. Now, can you use them in food?
Do you know the Young Living oils? You actually can. They're one of the only oils in the world that you can do that with. You can ingest them directly, not with no dilution, because they're so pure.
Wow, that's
So
really
you
good to
can do
know.
that. Yeah, you can do that. I've actually got 2 more things to show you for the home
Oh,
care.
good. Yes. Let's see them.
So this is quite easy. This is works on the lymphatic. So you just suck it, so it takes a bit of your skin, and then you drag it back, so your lymph is here. So you would do a few. I mean, I've not got any cream. You need cream or oil to make it slide. see these bits here, you pull it up, and then so if you do this 2 or 3 times a week, you really see the difference. It plumps out the skin immediately. So you would do these kind of movements up, you'd come up here, you do them 3 times around the eye, you can pull up the eyebrow this way, do lymphatic drainage on the neck and come down that way, come under the chin, come down that way. Very easy. And so you just suck it. You see how it sucks? I don't know what way I should. Can you see it sucking my skin in?
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah, but you just have to be careful not to do it too hard because you can bruise yourself. So just a little bit of skin, get a good slip with a nice oily cream or some oil. It doesn't have to be anything mad. It can be olive oil, coconut oil. You just want that slip. So the idea is you're pulling up all the oxygen and the blood flow, so it plumps up the skin and it gets all the circulation going. It drains any toxins from the face. So I do all of this. So this
I have a
will
question. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a question about that. So as we get older and we have less collagen in our skin, is it do you have to think twice about doing that because you might leave some dents in your face?
This is better. Do it. It'll help.
Okay.
It'll help. It'll help. And then my most favorite of all is the microneedling. So this is a device that you can have at home, and the needles are in the top there. Can you see them?
Yes. Yeah.
Very tiny. This is a medical grade roller. So what you do is you roll it on the skin vertically, horizontally, and then diagonally. So you'd go straight, that way, and that way. And you make your skin red. You would have, sometimes you have to emla your skin to numb it so you don't feel it because it can be quite painful. And all this does is stimulate your own fibroblasts, your collagen, your elastin, which is in the 5th layer of the skin because we've got 5 layers. So if we can get here, this is where all the activities going on and where we can reverse the aging process. So what microneedling does is it stimulates all of that, and again it gives you instant plumping, instant firming, glow to the skin. Amazing.
Now, is there any blood involved in this with the microneedling?
Sometimes you can bleed a little bit. You know, some doctors say it's actually a good thing. I mean, the doctor that trained me was the doctor that actually invented microneedling, Dr. Des Fernandez, who is the owner of Environ Skincare. And oh my God, he would show us these videos and it would like he'd been in a mass murder. He was bloody, his whole face was bloodied. I mean, it was scary to look at. But I've done it to my own face. And then 5 minutes later, you clean it away and it's finished and you're just very red. And you can be red until the next day, but that's the only side effect. There is nobody that can be allergic to this because we're just stimulating your own collagen and elastin. That's all we're doing. So he believes that this can give you any result a laser can. It just takes a little bit longer. And he had the before and after pictures to prove it, actually. So this is one of my favorite natural things to do in a professional treatment as well as a home care. With the home care, the needles are not as big as this. There would be 0.25 usually for the home care, which when you're doing it on yourself, you hardly feel it. It's very, very subtle, but it's still stimulating. With the professional, that's when you bleed. So, you know, to do Mrs. Jones on the street, you wouldn't tell her to bloody her skin because you have to know what you're doing, you know. And it's very important to know what wand to buy, because a lot of them that you can buy online you know, they've only got one usage. You want stainless steel needles. I mean, this will last over a year. And you just sterilize it before you use it. But this has got bigger needles, but because I'm a professional, I know what I'm doing. But usually when you buy them online, you can go 0.25, 0.5 is enough. You've frozen. So, and yeah, so I'll keep talking till Dr. Jacalyn comes back. So this can be done professionally, and you would do it once a week or once every 10 to 14 days for at least 6 sessions. And this works on any kind of skin problem, not acne though. So you would have dry skin, mature skin, dehydrated skin, pigmentation, and it works to brighten, to firm, to tighten, to clear, to make the tone better. It really stimulates on all levels. So highly recommend. It's my #1 treatment of choice. And because you can do it at home, you would only really want to do it 3 times a week, and that's enough. And you'll see what it does to the skin. So the way you would use it is you would cleanse, tone, and then you would take a serum, or you don't even really need a serum. The serum's kind of an extra thing, because even the rollering on its own is going to create the result. But when you use a serum, you're doing it for a specific skin type, which then gives you a better long-term result. So I would always do the hyaluronic acid, because then it puts, because you're opening up the pores of the skin, the needles are opening up the channels of the skin to allow the product to penetrate properly. And then the product just seeps right in to the 5th layer where all your collagen and elastin is formed. So that's very good. It's a very, very good treatment to do. It's really one of my favorites. It's natural. There's no chemicals involved. And you will see your skin transform within a month. Amazing. And so you could actually do the plumping first. So you could do this first. And so the oxygen and the blood flow is already stimulated to the surface of the skin. And then by doing the rollering after that, it's even better because your skin's already activated. And in another sequence, you could either do, what would we do first? We would do the radio frequency first. Then we can do the drainage. And then we can finish with the microneedling. You'd always finish with the microneedling because we want to put serums on the skin. You can put a soothing mask on afterwards, but what you mustn't do is remove anything because it's all being penetrated to the 5th layer. And that's where it's important and where it needs to go to. So I'm not quite sure where Dr. Jacalyn's gone to. I think we've lost her for a minute. So, you know, for me, what's more important is home care. So these devices all support the home care, but you need to start at home even before you come and have professional treatments. So you need to make sure you have a cleanser, a toner, a moisturizer at least, and then a sunblock. Sometimes the moisturizers have sunblock, sometimes the foundations have sunblock. It's acceptable. It depends where you're living. I mean, if you're living in Dubai, you really do need a separate SPF. And the best ones are mineral based. So you need to be looking for zinc or titanium dioxide within the ingredients. And then you'll really have good, proper protection. You don't need to go any higher than a 30. After 30, it gets very chemical. And all the number means is that you can be out in the sun X amount of time longer before your skin burns. Well, a sunblock actually starts to disintegrate an hour after it's been on the skin. So you need to keep reapplying. So it's kind of a psychological thing where you think the higher the product, the more protection you have. That's actually not true. So home care first, cleanser, toner, moisturizer. If you're over 30, you need an eye cream. You need to start using an eye cream. Remember, my motto is prevention is better than cure. So the earlier you're starting, the better. And then a serum, which is used for your specific skin type. So the serums for dehydration, the serums for dryness, the serums for oily skin. Don't think because you've got an oily skin, you don't need to use product. You absolutely do. Because what happens to an oily skin is it starts to get very thick. The color is very sallow. And, you'll get a lot of spots and stuff. So you've got to clean an oily skin. And then you can use an appropriate serum, a water-based moisturizer, but you need to really use the proper things for your skin type. And then once you've got your home care correct, then you can start using all the other devices as an add-on. And then you go to the professional. So you've got the full kit all together. You're back. I think she's just coming back.
We seem to be having some technical issues. The cable service just completely went off for a couple of minutes. So thanks for carrying on.
That's okay. It happens with live shows. My battery wasn't charging. That's why I thought I charged it fully before I came on. And then it stopped. It just went dead for some reason. So are we in a Mercury retrograde? I'm not sure. Usually when it's Mercury retrograde, that kind of happens. So yes, so home devices. So they are very beneficial. I would recommend them. They give you an add-on to your already amazing home care routine. So anything that you can do at home that's going to help with, the exfoliation of the skin, the hydration of the skin, the glow of the skin, that is going to give you that best optimum end result to have the best skin that you're in at any age.
Well,
and that's what we all want, right?
Yes, it is. That's really promising because it's good to know that whatever damage you've done, it can be reversed if you start doing the right things.
It can. It really can.
And
I mean, there's even sorry, and if you get these women in their 50s that are super wrinkled, you can do the ablative treatments where it is a bit of downtime, but it totally resurfaces the skin. And that is like a miracle, because a facelift isn't enough. You can get a facelift. What the facelift does is it lifts the excess skin, it gets rid of wrinkles, but it does not change the texture of your skin. A lot of people don't realize that, it's the texture of your skin that is by far the most important thing. And then if you get a facelift, it's going to last you 10 years longer because your skin's in peak condition,
Can you talk a little bit more about the texture of the skin, the different types of textures?
The different types of textures, you've got the rough skin is usually dry skin or skin that is not looked after. Wrinkled skin, weather-beaten skin is when it's very coarse, it's very leathery looking. People that are active outdoors usually have this, they call it the weathered look.
Yes.
And it's not a good look because when your skin's thick, it looks old. So we want to refine the skin so you have that porcelain effect. And, as I said, you create that by looking after it, basically. Your skin is a living organ. You're losing thousands of skin cells every second of the day. So you have to clean it twice a day. You have to clean it in the morning when you wake up, because although you've been sleeping, everything to do with the skin speeds up. So that's when the regeneration process happens. So if you imagine your skin's doing this, it's turning around, turning around. So there's oil that's produced, there's sweat when you sleep, there's sometimes dryness if you've got the heat on or the AC. So you need to prep your skin in the morning. You need to wash off the night's sleep, and you need to start again with your cleanser, toner, moisturizer, serum, moisturizer, sunblock. And then at night, you double cleanse, serum, night cream, eye cream.
And you had mentioned before that you should use a washcloth when you're washing your face, right? As opposed to just using your fingers.
Yeah, because it's more thorough. Because you can get around the edge of the hairline, under the eyes, wipe the eyes, in the creases of the nose that gets blocked a lot.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more abrasion, that's all.
I've been doing that ever since you shared that tip. All these tips that you're sharing, I am actually doing. So
amazing.
And I just want to let our audience know, because I'm so grateful and blessed about this, but I was diagnosed with facial eczema, and I've got some, one day I'm going to upload the pictures because it's actually frightening. And so I went to 7 different doctors, and finally I was told that I couldn't stay on prednisone anymore, and I had to use this drug called Dupixent, and I had to inject myself in my leg every other week, and I really hated it, and it hurt. But the eczema went away. So I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll keep doing it. Well, in the meantime, this year it came back. So I thought to myself, why am I doing this if it's coming back? So I changed my diet. I'm not in the same environment I was in, and I manage my stress. I work out for a couple of hours every day, and I don't need it anymore. Yay! So it's been about 2 months, I think, since I've been injecting it. I don't have to do it. So I'm so grateful. So I do believe that your environment and what you put in your body and what you put on your skin really does make a difference.
1000%, 1000%. You don't need drugs. We have the earth. We have the plants, the herbs, we don't need drugs. We just need to go back into nature. And stress is a big thing that brings on eczema, actually. I had eczema as a child all over the joints of my wrists, my face, my fingers, behind my knees, in the crease of my elbow, very acutely. And I used to have to use, it was called Betnovate cream, which was cortisone based. And at that time, they stopped doing it after a while, but it was a cream that I would put on, and I would physically watch my wounds healing. It was so strong. And then I started putting it on my lips in the winter.
What happened?
And the result of that was that I've now got quite bad pigmentation on my lips, and I have to constantly have lip balms. Otherwise, I go crazy. I've got 3 or 4 of them around the house at all times, in my handbag, in my gym bag, everywhere. So you have to be careful, You have to try the holistic approach these days. There's so much available to us.
I think you just shared something that I just want to touch on. My lips are always dry. I always have to have something on them, always, like lip gloss, lip balm, something. And I only drink water. I drink water all day long. So I'm not sure what that's about, but I do want to say hi to the lovely.
Try do a little exfoliation with either almond, coconut, or olive oil, and put some salt and mix it into a paste.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Another great tip. I love that. I will try that tonight.
Yeah, and it will get rid of the dryness. But it's a problem as you get older. Your lips do get drier.
They seem to get drier and thinner.
Thinner, yeah.
Yeah,
we need some lip injections, Dr. Jacalyn.
I had that one, not, I had this done one time, and I think I showed you a picture. I showed someone
Uh-oh.
done correctly. So, but I do want to say hi to Diane Floyd Bame, who's watching. And
Hi,
Diane,
Diane.
hi. We ran both of your clips earlier, Diane, and I have a show coming up in 10 minutes. So we are
Oh,
going to say,
wow.
yes, we're going to say goodbye for today, but I'm going to spotlight you. And if you could just share for people on the radio who can't see your banner, how should people contact you and who should contact you?
Okay, so I have my website, which is just my name, katrinavalente.com. I'm on Instagram every day under Katrina Valente and the number 1. Facebook, Katrina Valente. So I'm on all the platforms, and Twitter, Katrina Valente and the number 1.
Thank you so much. And although we're not paid persons, I guess, the one device is called Freo. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Freo.
Freo. And then also you recommend a radio frequency device.
Yeah.
And we have hello from Diane. So, all
Hi,
right.
guys.
All right, we are going to sign off for now, and please do join us next week. We will be here. We're very excited. Are you going to be broadcasting from there, or are you on the road?
I will be broadcasting from the Maldives.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Well, hopefully we'll have you outside. Maybe you'll be covered from the sun, right? But maybe we can see the beautiful environment there.
Yeah, I'll show you for sure.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate you being here. We'll see you next week.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Bye.